seat broke.
So Jim's just sat down on a seat like I am for a break, and when he went to get up, it broke. Brand new seat, you know, which is obviously extremely important. And so now we have to fix the seat. So it's a lot of time and effort to fix the seat, and yeah, so I'm not really sure what we'll do. We'll think of something, I guess.
I guess I can try to splint it with zip ties and shit, but damn it, man, that's such a key important thing. And that now we gotta fix a seat, you know? Getting in the way of us making time here. Foot just went right into a deep muskeg hole. Drag through here. Maybe. Yeah. Ted's saying maybe we should drag through here. Maybe right.
On day 3 of our 25-day expedition to cross much of northern Manitoba by canoe, Ted and I were in the midst of a bushwhack portage over the Height of Land, which would give us access to the wild Seal River drainage on our quest for the Hudson Bay. Demanding upriver travel, lengthy canoe repairs, deep muskeg, and a thunderstorm had left us behind schedule. We were pushing to finish this portage and another one too, with hopes of finding a place to camp before dark.
That just took all day.
A little concerning, eh?
Yeah.
You didn't forget anything?
Huh?
You didn't forget anything? Remember the spray deck?
Yeah, I got mine.
Oh, we're on the water. It feels so wonderful. Unfortunately though, we have a very short paddle.
The good news is the next portage is much shorter, but again, it's going to be a bushwhack and likely all muskeg.
I feel like this lake is the Height of Land.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I feel like this lake flows both ways.
Yeah, this lake trickles out both ways, and the creek that's marked on our map doesn't exist. It's just a slow trickle.
So this is the extreme headwater lake. So this lake, there's a drainage that flows both ways out of it.
This looks pretty good here, dude. Trees all along here. There's no definitive inflow or outflow, so just to make sure that we're starting from the right spot, I'm going to check the Garmin GPS.
Dude, it looks so much further than the map showed.
1.17 miles. I feel like it might be a bit shorter if we jumped over that way a bit, but then are we going to be walking in muskeg? I don't know. And it's 7:52, it's almost 8. We don't even know if we're going to be able to do this before it's dark. So after this, we will officially be over the Height of Land.
Let the suffering begin.
2 hours of push and broom gets a 8 by 12 4-bedroom. I'm a man of means, by no means king of the road. I smoke old stogies I have found, short but not too big around. I'm a man of means, by no means
Dun, dun.
king of the road. Sometimes you say, I don't have to make it the whole way. I don't have to make it as 1,100 meters. I just have to make it 300 meters or 200 meters. And then you take a break.
There is a fresh hatch of black flies. Yay! Can we get a round of applause for the fresh hatch of black flies? Welcome, black flies. Welcome.
You're gonna have to muskall up.
Wait for me.
Then you go, okay, all I have to do is make it 200 meters. Man, just having that attitude makes a huge difference.
Whoa. Oh my God. I'm stuck in the muskeg. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. That was horrible.
I think sometimes people, you start to thinking this is never ending, literally, but just knowing that, you know what, if I keep going, I'm gonna get through this eventually, that also helps me too. Sakes.
You gotta walk through this.
Well, just when I thought I was home free, I realized there's some sort of muskeg weed bog, and I'm almost sinking it up to my knees. Look at this. It's terrible. But there's the lake. Isn't she beautiful? On a bald eagle. That is a good omen for sure. All the water from here flows into the Seal and flows into Hudson's Bay, 70 kilometers north of Churchill. All the water back that way flows into Winnipeg and eventually makes its way to Hudson Bay, I think through the Nelson. Back for the next load.
So until the beginning and right at the very end, this portage isn't as swampy, which is very welcomed. So what I'm walking on right now, I think, is the extreme. Well, we were debating whether it was that lake that flowed both ways, but I think this, what I'm walking on right now, is the extreme height of land. So water, if it rains here, it flows in two directions into two different watersheds. So it's pretty cool. It's quite an adventure to do that. A lot of people, you know, find a river and they kind of paddle it down to the finish, or, you know, on a lake or whatever, but they don't go upriver from where like we did. the river was flowing a different way, cross over that height of land to where the river's flowing a different direction. So it's kind of cool, and the landscape really changes as you do it, and you really see such different countryside and everything, and gives you a feeling how, you know, people used to have to travel at one time. It wasn't sort of just like plop in and paddle a fun river. Some of those, don't get me wrong, are quite hardcore, but you know, if you really had to travel, these are the kind of things you had to do. So the First Nations, Indigenous people who were here first would have been doing this, and then the voyageurs, and just a whole other breed of individuals that were so self-reliant and so strong and in such good shape, tough as nails, such a good understanding of the land, how to survive on it, how to travel it, how to navigate it without all this modern gear and technology. And that's really impressive. So some places in a way have become more remote because no one's using the land the way they once did. In some of these places, people are in cities and towns, and some trappers might come out, the odd paddler or fly-in thing, but they're not trade routes anymore, or necessary travel routes in the same way. Oh, I'm exhausted. This first stretch is brutal. I'm more tired now than I was pulling the canoe.
Here comes Ted back for his final load.
Oh,
just double packed there, eh?
huh?
You just double packed.
Yeah, so did you, didn't you?
Not that intensely.
It wasn't that intense. I took the day bag off. But I'm just really broken.
So you didn't triple pack then?
Oh, I can't sit on that. That's the electronics bag. It's not hammering rain.
At least it's not hammering rain, eh? That's so true. Love that positivity. It's not actually pronounced positivity, it's pronounced positivity. Yeah. So after this, man, it's gonna be a big moment because we will officially be over the height of land, and no more upriver travel, and hopefully no more horrific portages. I need food, man. Oh. We crossed the height of land. Just hammering some peanut butter there. Good Lord.
We made it over the height of land. Yeah!
We did it.
Oh my goodness. Am I ever broken?
I'm broken.
Oh, it's the sun is gonna be pitch black in like 2 seconds.
I just ate like a power bar, sucked some wind.
My
I feel like I can move again.
Everything is downriver from now. Tonight, you know, we're not gonna try to catch a fish. We're just gonna set up the tent, eat finger smudges of peanut butter, and go to bed.
Yeah, 100%. No fire. I'm just too broken to do anything.
Yeah. Anyway, what an accomplishment.
What an accomplishment.
Camp right there.
I think there's something here.
Yeah.
Doesn't look great.
Up there too, though.
It's just not a moose pussy, that's all.
Yeah.
Just finished that, and we desperately need a place to camp because it's basically 10 o'clock. So we just pulled over almost right away.
Air might be good.
We might lucked out.
Whip this tree out of the way.
Yeah. Yes. Found a tent spot right away. That is a welcome sight because everything is so boggy. Maybe these lakes that we're getting into will have better camping because it hasn't been very good thus far.
The bugs seem to enjoy this site too.
It's not like last night, you know? It just like whipped.
Now that we've
We
eaten,
could just light a fire and stayed out the night and yeah, I did it.
suppose that shouldn't take long now, eh?
And like, yeah.
All right, nice tent spot.
DC. What's that? AC. See, these are charging now.
I am just using my inReach right now.
Let me see that thing.
Yeah, this is my Garmin 66i. It's got inReach capability, so yeah, I can post to Facebook. There'll be a link there and people can click and see my location, so great safety feature, but also just a cool way to like share this with people and so they can kind of follow along. So telling people what we did today, made it over the Heigh of Land after going upriver, and that it was absolutely backbreakingly challenging.
Good night, Jimmy.
Good night. Good morning, ladies and germs. Leave the camera on all night for this. It is about 10 after 7. Woke up at about 10 to 6, nodded off to sleep a bit, woke up, just couldn't get up for the life of me, tried to engage Ted, who was non-compliant. Good morning, Ted. And finally dragged myself up after maybe about 6 hours sleep. Well, already significantly less fat. Yesterday, the Portage, it took us hours, I think 8 hours to complete both of those portages. So it feels amazing naturally to be over that and completely cross the Heigh of Land. That was a loon. Yeah, and so now we have a lot of lakes to paddle with connecting stream, but since we're across the Heigh of Land, the connecting stream, we're going to be going down river, which is great, and we're going to be paddling through some lakes. One of them is over 100 kilometers long on Big Sand Lake, massive, and yeah, into the South Seal River to the Seal. 120, Ted just said, 120 kilometer long lake. So yeah, it felt good just to be navigating by compass, flagging trails, just in the absolute wilderness yesterday. And this morning, same usual, take down the tent, boil some water, coffee, oatmeal or no meal, a little dried fruit, GTFOH.
Here's this power bar.
You had a power bar in the tent this whole time? Oh, power bar for charging, right.
Yeah, the little rapids, how far of a paddle are they? Do you remember?
I don't know, not far enough. Dirty pumps. Light. 30 more pumps.
Some water purification tabs in there.
So we bring a French press. Other than that, I just used to make the coffee in an Nalgene, and then I went on this trip that Field and Stream sponsored, and they sent one of their full-time people with me, and he brought this coffee press because he's like a bit of a hipster with some like fine African, like Arabia Bean, I don't know, hipster coffee, and he was using this French press, and I was teasing him. To make matters worse, he did a whole blog post on it for Field and Stream, and I'm like, don't do a blog post. Out of all the things we have, you're gonna do a blog post on the hipster coffee. He talked about how he likes to bring coffee here, and like just got ripped apart in the comments. And after it was all said and done, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna buy a French press, because as much as I made fun of this guy, this thing's awesome. So there you go.
Technically.
Sounds more realistic.
I started counting that pretty far up. See? This coffee is delicious.
So my canoe seat broke yesterday. It's not like smashed through all the way, it's split, so it's hanging low and it's just teetering by a thread before it breaks. So I'm gonna try to splint it. This is a 21-inch saw. It's called the Boreal 21 by Agawa Canyon. Awesome little folding saw. Yeah, so I'm gonna go cut a tree that I'll use to splint. All right. Well, pretty straight. Just gonna peel the bark off of that. Nice and smooth. Apparently the mosquitoes are big on coffee too.
You're gonna have to leave it light. Jumping in and out.
I think yesterday we got cold because
Standing in the water.
yeah. So took a moment from my canoe repair thing to have a coffee, and if you're gonna kill a tree, you should use it for things. So I'm gonna use this to stir my coffee as well, just to get a multi-use function out of this thing. For all you people that have wooden canoe seats that are mad at me cutting down a wooden tree to fix my canoe seat, better check yourself.
Using green is important too.
Mmm.
Maybe I'll wear these paddle gloves today.
La Presse de Francais comes through again. So I just noticed that his dry bag, it's a great dry bag for sure. Super heavy duty, the way dry
Had it
bags
for
go.
such a long time.
It's getting messed up. Might have to line it, eh?
Maybe.
Nicky. As long as it doesn't interfere with me trying to kneel quickly, I'm just gonna zip tie it on.
I'm sure they didn't actually charge. It's really hard to push open, and this is actually really solid and probably bonded to track. It's like that Portage I was doing not yesterday, the day before. I think that's gonna work.
Yeah.
I'm a little nervous though that it's gonna catch your feet when you're running rapids.
We've just taken pretty wide sapling as straight as possible and splinted it. Splint is a strong kind of repair for sure, and just used up a bunch of zip ties to tighten it, and then came in with some paracord and did a bunch of jam knots, which is a great knot to use. Basically, to do a jam knot, you tie a knot in the end of the rope like this, and then you tie a knot like that, and then you feed it around what you want it to go around, in this case my finger. So you feed it around what you want it to go around and put it back through the loose knot. Let's use my finger as an example. And as you tighten it, it cinches up on the top knot and the whole thing tightens together so that it's extremely tight. We gotta make sure you melt those ends back together and it won't slip. So great knot to use. You don't use up too much paracord. Unfortunately, you usually have to cut it though. Very hard to untie, but you know, it saves paracord from doing a full wrap, gets it tighter, good for all kinds of things. I think there's a knot in the front of that seat, eh? See that?
What, here?
Yeah. No, a knot.
Here?
Yeah, that's probably why it broke. There's a knot that's hard to see right in the front of the seat. So that normally would probably be a reject, but somehow it just got mixed. So total fluke. I've broken a seat before, but like after like the shellacs and the finish all comes off of it, water seeps into it, and like, you know, 5-6 years have gone by after complete neglect.
You step on it.
Yeah, standing on it. So anyways, yeah, that sucks. But I think this fix should be good. Basically what we've done is we've just taken pretty wide sapling as straight as possible and splinted it. I just love the feeling of like looking at your clock and being like, wow, it's only 9, and you're already on the water. You know, you just are ahead of the day. You know, you're
Dark, but it was like 6.
Yeah. I think we're losing like 15 minutes of light a day or something like that.
The summer solstice.
It was before we came out, so then every day gets...
The longest time.
Yeah, so, right, but every day gets shorter.
Waist strap doesn't really work. Comes on.
Oh yeah, seat feels solid.
So we're off. It's just feels so relieving to get on the water, like, you know, when you feel like things are taking too long and the day's ticking away. It gets really discouraging, but as soon as you get on the water, it feels much better.
Basically just beast paddling today. We do have a rapid, our first rapid coming up.
Got one!
I'm just paddling a ways ahead of Ted and I just heard, got one! So he's hooked into one. Wonder what he's got. Probably a pike. We will see.
Nice wally, baby. Woo! It's good eater size. Keep?
Yeah. We just beast paddled across a big lake, which I thought was Lac Leclerc or Lake Leclerc, but it's actually not. I don't have the name of it on this map. So now coming up, we have a connecting river basically between this lake and Leclerc. So, you know, this is the South Seal system.
Surrounding this little tight channel here.
I don't know what to expect. I've read a trip report on people that paddled the South Seal and Seal. They said that they were all basically easy, but that they had very low water, and we here have high water. So if they said it was a class 1, that might bump it up to a class 2 or more, in which case we would probably have to rejig the solar panel that we meticulously put on, or tuck it away, get the spray decks out. The solar generator is in this bag here, waterproofed, and then we've run the cable. We've rolled this up, run the cable to the solar panel out the side here, onto this 60-watt solar panel, and then we've clipped it down to the spray deck loops.
So we'd want the spray decks on.
Just because our boats are heavy, and also because it's telling that all the rapids along here that are usually 1s and 2s are going to be 2s and 3s in high water, which is going to be a blast as long as we don't dump. But I don't know. I guess there's no point in pondering too much about it until we get there. So on this Williams spoon, I have 2 clamp swivels on there, just so it's less likely to bird's nest. I got one. Oh, big old pike. Yeah. All right. All right. This might very quickly be becoming a whitewater canoe trip.
Really nice to be on the first downriver current. So this is the first time I've seen downriver, so it's really cool to be like, you know, paddling, going up the river, and you just go over that height of land, and now you're going downriver. It's one thing saying it, it's another thing like actually getting there and be like, the current's going my way. You know, it's a cool feeling. So anyway,
it's the rapids a ways and I can hear it. Sounds like a class 2 to me. Hopefully, I mean, as fun as it is, hopefully it's like a class 1 and I don't have to rig up some of my stuff. I could tie a few things down in that, but anyways, yeah. So feeling pretty good despite the late start, but probably done about 7K today. And we got to do like that 3 more times at least, so should be able to. Anyways, I'm gonna go check out this rapid. It sounds like it might be interesting. Fingers crossed that it's not too crazy and we have to portage. Here's a first sight of the rapid, and from here looks like a pretty straight shot, baby. Looks like we got a little of the Whitewater. WH is apparently supposed to be pronounced. And when I was a kid, we had this librarian who told us we were saying the word white wrong, and it was actually white. White. And she had us all, she said, you should feel the air coming out onto your hand. White. And had us all sit there and go like this. White. White. I just remember thinking that this is just so ridiculous. So I'll tell you what, there's some Whitewater over here.
just approaching.
Ted, how does the Whitewater look?
You broke my paddle.
What's wrong? Oh yeah, that. Why don't you put it behind you like this? Just let it stick up.
Look at that. Look how stupid that is. Jim's an asshole. He took my paddle and then broke it, and then discovered that we had I was using his paddle because he returned my paddle to me.
Prove it.
Totally did. He lost the part for it, and so now it's duct taped together and I can't disconnect it. So I have that stupid paddle sticking up the back.
Yeah. Oh. Oh. Oh, it's so fun. the broken one from the beginning was actually Ted's and not mine. So, and I just used a little of this twist tie to tie it there. Ted's gonna have to come up with something else. Not my problem. Crazy amount of fish here. Wow. Why aren't they eating this? Why are they not hitting? Frustrating.
They're walleye.
Walleye? Yeah. I can see their fins. This is incredible. They're all eating these moths. This is one of the times where fly fishing would be better.
All right, I'm gonna go capture one of these moths.
I've been trying.
So this is going to catch me a walleye for sure.
This is like nothing I've ever seen before. They're not hitting though.
All right, so guaranteed walleye here. Here we go. Here we go. Boom. Tank. Tank. Tank.
Ted has figured out a strategy that he's putting these little moths on a jig head and they're hitting it immediately.
Yeah! Woo!
Nice! These fish won't hit anything except these moths, even though they're going crazy. So Ted caught a bunch and put them on a little jig head, and then they're hitting it immediately.
Walleye.
Woo! Yeah.
Got one. Just jigging here. Yeah! Woo-hoo-hoo! Nice walleye. Yeah. The hook. Oh yeah. A little bigger, that one.
Amazing. It's all about a positive attitude. Yeah, let's cast way further. Here we go. Well, I have to document a fail. Ted caught 4, and I couldn't catch one, even though they're dancing all around, toying with me. And Ted even felt bad because he could see the depression in my eyes, and he like rigged up 1,000 moths on a hook, even though we were in a bit of a feud, just to be a nice brotherly person, and I still couldn't catch one. So could be just bad luck. Could be that I'm a loser. I'll bounce back. That's pretty tricky. We're gonna have to island hop. Maybe we come out, we stay right, then we get left of this island, go between, and by that point we'll be able to see this island. There is some weather rolling. It looks like we're going to be getting some rain. Just basically island hopping here across LeClaire Lake.
Island hopping across a large lake, we paddled hard, navigating by compass to complete multiple open water crossings and travel through a couple of narrows. we're headed for rapids that we thought would be runnable and hope to put many more kilometers behind us before the day's end.
Yeah? Yeah, you might be right. The way you could tell is which...
Following that grid line. It's like
Right, but let's see which way's north though.
So there's an island and a point before to the left of the mouth.
Yeah. We might, this is raining right here.
Yeah, I think it's raining from there all the way over.
Yeah. Just coming to the end of another open water crossing. Banged off another 10K, headed back into the river, and I hear a rapid coming. And it sounds pretty serious. We'll have to go have a peek. Well, don't get too scared just yet.
It appears the water is very high because all the trees are flooded in places up on shore. This is quite a turn too, eh? It goes down, turns right, and then turns left.
I don't know, it looks raging.
Jim says it looks pretty serious.
Well, I don't know where to get over. Looks like there's some hard ground over here. You might want to pull up like there's hard ground back in there. So we have to pull over, put our spray decks on, potentially portage it. The water is so high. You can see it's through all the trees there. That would normally be land. You can see it's completely swamped in here. It's not even dry land in here. And then to scout, I have to bushwhack through that. So this is kind of sketchy, to say the least. Right where I pulled over, there's a portage trail going up through there. Probably used to scout, but this is what the portage trail looks like right now. So that's not good.
Oh shit. This is the portage trail?
That is high water. I mean, you get what you get. Anyways, we just deal with things one step at a time. But yeah, this is concerning, man. Like the waves on the seal, who knows, it might mean that like we have to portage all the rapids. I was hoping it was like medium water, but this is like, I don't know, man. This is almost like flood conditions, which is really dangerous.
Literally a rapid running through the forest. I'm not happy about that, if you can't tell. Completely flooded out.
Look at that.
Man. Dude. This is bad. We're in flood condition. Dude, this is raging.
Looks like this is going to be a portage, which is crazy. It's supposed to be like a class 1. Nice camp spot here, right?
Oh no, Jen.
It's impossible to line it because the trees are so thick there. You can't line it. You could probably run it.
It's like the right side from the top. Coming down the right would be the way to run it.
Yeah.
If you could make the turn. But yo, this rapid goes like this and then it goes that way again.
Pretty advanced. The trip has just amped up a little bit. Woo!
I'm upset about this.
Ted's pissed. Dude, at least it's easy enough to scout and portage. I think it ends down here. Oh, it keeps going.
if you came down here and got pushed into that,
Yeah, it'd be like pinning against a boulder.
I feel like this is not always a portage, but we're in flood conditions. Like, you know, you drop a few cubic meters per second here, and this is a fun run. But now it's pretty sketchy with our super heavy canoes.
Anyways, let's go around there and look. And we're portaging.
So this rapid is just, it's a portage.
Really beautiful rapid, but looks like we're gonna be portaging it.
It's so long, so high volume, and then it's just a 45-degree angle hole down here.
This is the hardest part on the whole thing.
That's like a class 4 corner. In like July, we could probably run this, but being as remote as we are, it's too risky.
Well, we have to portage this. Fortunately, it's pretty open and there's a bit of a trail. Look, the reason this is happening is because the contour lines follow the river here on either side tightly. So it's pushing the water back up here into the trees more because of that, right? Because it's more of a pinch.
Oh, I understand.
And sure, I'm already into this one.
Oops.
Okay.
We're realizing the river's in flood and the portage trail's actually rushing. Much worse than this as you get down. And this rapid that we thought was going to be runnable just isn't at all.
It's just gonna take the ribs right off.
Which sets us back a lot and makes us really concerned about further downriver if the river volume doesn't drop, or some of the rapids that we could have just run scouting from the boat going to be unrunnable, or you have to get out and scout the whole thing. So anyway, I'm stressed out about it if you can't tell, because the river's in flood. It's scary. 81%.
Nice. But Lord, are you Lord?
Oh my God.
Oh, how many do you get there?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Look at my hands.
Good Lord. God help us.
How many are on it now?
Oh man, it's repair, Ted. Way better. I can't get it over this elbow. Oh, I did it. I did it. That is what we're portaging through.
It's almost impossible not to just be constantly inhaling mosquitoes.
Are we going off the trail Don't come this way. What? I don't think this trail is the Portage trail. Maybe.
There's a small section there at the start where it's not like that swampy and sinky. And as soon as you enter the sinky moss, it's like having all this weight and trying to walk upstairs constantly.
You see me? What? Can you see me? Okay. And walked off the trail. Yeah, I'm like, oh, this trail seems great, but I'm just like, wait a minute. Just a game trail. Blaze here. One on the other side too, it's older.
Well, this trail
Marks
is
this.
right there, but it's underwater.
Obviously it sees very little use, but as of now, the majority of it is underwater. So it's not doing us a whole ton of good. Yeah, there's blazes here. But the trail goes through hell. Like, this is the trail here, and then it just goes into there. Dude, look at it in there. Look at the current. So once again, no trail. There's kind of game trails we've been following and stuff, but still way easier than the last time because the ground's just not so mushy.
Tree just fell on my head.
Awesome. Yeah.
Put it here.
So we are finished that Portage. So now we're going to do the lovely task of putting on our spray decks, I think. Although I don't really want to, but I think it's, you know, it's just got to be done.
So it's 6:20.
Oh, really? No, it's not.
6:25.
It just fell over and the lens smashed. Not waterproofed. It's a bad smash too. We're going to put our spray decks on because the rapid was raging and it was still a portage, but clearly we're going to need them. And there's another rapid up ahead. Feeling a little discouraged right now. I guess that's typical, you know, when you're not making the progress you were hoping and things are taking longer. So hopefully we can make up the time in the days ahead. But with the river being in flood, I'm a little worried about that, to say the least. And then I came over and my brand new GoPro fell on a rock and the lens smashed. So that was pretty depressing. Luckily the camera will still work, but it won't work underwater, and I'm gonna have to be worried about it being in the rain. And so that's what's really good about the GoPro, is they're totally waterproof. So we're just gonna throw on these decks. We were contemplating, should we camp here and cut our losses? I was like, maybe we should push on and even a few kilometers.
Knife of choice. Cold steel Tanto. I love it.
Nothing like horrible has happened, right? So you know, you start getting worried and pushing just because you're like, oh, I might miss my train or something. It's silly when you start doing dangerous things. There we go. The deck is on and it's starting to rain pretty heavy, big drops. We don't want any more rain. We don't want this river coming up.
The spray deck's basically just a cover that covers your canoe, and it lashes down to anchor points in the gunnels, and that means that it's not going to give you any buoyancy like a kayak, but it means that you can hit waves. Big waves can splash on top of your canoe and it'll shed those waves as opposed to filling up your canoe, causing you to swamp. All right, I got it on finally. That takes a little while. Definitely not going to be going anywhere today. 7:30, pushing 8, and so today we thought we were going to make all this distance, and in the end we didn't even do 20 kilometers because we were faced with this rapid that's just raging, which we thought was going to be like, you know, a totally navigable class 2, but we also discovered that the river is pretty much in flood. Now, when you look at the map, this rapid has tight contour lines along it, which means it pinches into a canyon, where the first easy rapid we run, it was flatter land, which means the rapids can actually get easier sometimes when the water's higher. Not the case with this one, but the concerns that downriver we're going to be facing like a ton of rapids that we thought were going to be easy, which are going to end up being portages, and we also weren't even able to make it a fraction of the distance we were supposed to again today. So Ted's really concerned. I'm a little concerned. I think we're going to be able to do it. I think that maybe this rapid is a little bit different because of just the topography here and the mini canyon sort of nature of it. But overall, yeah, I think it's the best idea to get ready and get to sleep early, get a super early start tomorrow, and see if we can't bang off 50K and just, you know, try to get on a schedule where we're leaving camp early. Beautiful campsite here too, and we got a couple fish to eat, right? So by the way, the mosquitoes are out of control bad. There's a black fly for you. They say a trip becomes an adventure when your planned end starts to become obscure. So ideally you don't want an adventure per se in that respect. On these longer trips you can think, oh, we're being held back, I don't know if I'm going to get there, what are we going to do? Sometimes there's no way of avoiding it because Mother Nature can throw all kinds of things at you. So I think this is safe to say this is becoming a bit of an adventure. cold steel Hudson Bay axe. I figured this is an appropriate axe to use since we're going to Hudson Bay.
So I'm just using this little BGAN from the satellite phone store. And I'm in the absolute wilderness and I'm doing a Facebook post to update everyone.
You can actually send photos with this thing. So you got an internet connection from remote areas like this. Wow, this is amazing. I just used a satellite BGAN to connect with satellite internet and make a post to my Facebook page with photos from the wilderness. That is pretty cool. And I can actually go on Facebook almost as good as I was at home. So pretty amazing. Anyways, cool little thing. Now Ted's gonna freaking fish crisp up and pan fry those pickerel fillets. It's gonna be delicious.